you want to know the cure for boredom? Create. Expand your mind, grow your connections, create anything. And if you don't know how, well, that's the point. Figure it out by learning, beat boredom by doing, discover yourself by creating.
Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel, and if you're new, I'm so happy to have you here. In today's video, I will be sharing with you 50 hobbies that you need to try for the new year. And you may be asking me, why do we need to have hobbies? And the answer is simply because, Queen, we need to be living our best life. And did you realize that the chances of us doing hobbies decrease significantly as we get older? And to this, I simply say no. Because I have done so many new things this year, and it has been so much fun and inspiring, and I wanted to share some ideas with you in case you are looking for some things that you want to do that are new and fun and engaging in the new year. And what I do love is that there's so many tutorials available online for almost all of these hobbies that I'm mentioning, so that you can go ahead and learn from online for free, or if you'd like to take it a little step further, you can learn from somebody who's hosting a workshop. I love the idea of having hobbies as well, because it allows you to have the chance to make money and make this your side hustle or eventually a future job, and it also makes for great gift ideas. Hobbies are things that you do for fun and relaxation, and it's like a mini escape from the stress of adulting. There are so many different types of things that you can do, and I'll be sharing with you a list and a few categories so you can kind of choose out what might work for you and what makes you feel excited about. Hobbies are a great stress reliever, and it helps you to decompress after a long day. And have you ever really noticed how much time flies when you're having fun? It's also really great for learning new skills, and it's a great conversation starter because it makes you become more interesting, and we all strive to be more interesting, so that way we can connect with more people and just learn new things. This is also really perfect for solo dates and having that me time. If you don't have anyone to go with you to the things that you want to do or the things that you're interested in doing, you can go by yourself. Take yourself out on a little date, go learn something new, go try something new, and then take yourself out to have something really nice to eat or drink after. It's honestly a win-win situation. If you are familiar with my channel, you know I have been loving solo dates. It's something that I've explored this year as being a single gal living by myself, and it has been truly transformative, and I could not recommend it enough. It's also a great way to awaken your social butterfly skills. It helps to bring people together and form connections with like-minded people. And last up, hobbies keep you motivated, and it's fun. You have something new to look forward to. You might never know if it might become a side hustle or maybe your future job if you never give it a chance. It gives you something to look forward to, something that inspires and excites you. And it's just a reminder that life is not all about work. It's about having fun, getting messy, and enjoying life. Let us dive into some of the hobbies that you need to try. First category is artistic expression. Number one is brush lettering. This has made a huge comeback, and you can do so many crafts by learning how to brush letter. You can do ornaments, which is something that I'm just thinking about because it's Christmas. So you can do ornaments, you can do handwritten notes, table cards for weddings, settings, or anything like that. It is so much fun, and not to mention it is absolutely beautiful, and you get to learn the art of writing beautifully. Next up is scrapbooking. I've done lots of scrapbooking on my channel this year, and it's something that I think is so much fun. Seeing all of your memories and moments in a tangible book form, and all of your memorabilia, your ticket stubs, your plane tickets, napkins, postcards, bills, and receipts all together is such an enjoyable moment, and it's going to make you look forward to collecting things as you travel, so that you always have like a book of memories, and before you know it, you can have like piles and piles of scrapbooks of tangible memories and moments that you can share and pass down, or you can just have it as a keepsake. Next up is watercolor note cards. This is something that is so fun. There are tons of inspiration you can find on Pinterest. You just need to get some watercolors, and there are tons of tutorials on YouTube that you can go ahead and try out as well. These will be perfect little touches to your gifts, whether it's birthday cards, Christmas cards, anniversary cards, or just fun little notes that you can write to your friends and your family and your loved ones. Next up is something that I've been seeing a lot but I've never tried but would like to, and that is paint by numbers. There are tons that are available on Amazon, and it basically is like color by numbers but with paintings, where you have all of the numbers and you just paint it according to the color corresponding to each number. This is so much fun because you can hang this up as a work of art. There's so many different options that you can choose, and it makes for a really fun and relaxing activity when you come home from work and you just want to unwind. Next up is nail art, and speaking of that, I changed the shape of my nails to almond shape, and I'm not sure how I feel as yet about it, but let me know what you guys think. I've always been a square girly, but that is besides the point. Nail art can be a fun way to experiment, and maybe you can do your own nails and your friends' nails. You can try out drawing patterns on your nails, maybe using the nail stickers and gems, and make it something that is part of your personal time, and before you know it, your friends might be lining up to get their nails done by you. I've always loved pressed flowers, but I've never actually done it myself, and this is something that can also be such a beautiful work of art that you can display in your home. It's basically where you have live real flowers. You cut them and you press them between stacks of paper and it becomes flattened, and it is absolutely beautiful the way that the flowers are preserved. Last up in this category is bullet journaling. I know that this is not a new concept to many of you. So bullet journaling basically uses a journal with bullet points like dots where you can scrapbook, journal, just get creative with, and a lot of people use these as planners where you can track your habits and where you can have different schedules in it. It can get pretty intense, but you can work your way up and see how it goes, maybe using it as a planner or a book tracker or a habit tracker, and see how it goes. Next up is crafting and DIY. First up, embroidery. I'm looking at my jacket now and I'm thinking it would have been so much fun to do a little embroidery piece on this. You can do it on your denim, on your shirts, or even your hats. I love the fact that they're coming out with a ton of different embroidery hoop patterns where you actually have it drawn, and it comes with all of the thread and the items that you need, so you can go ahead and practice on your own. I actually have one that I started. I didn't finish it as yet, but this is my sign to finish it. And I also have a cute little cat one that I can't wait to do as well. There are so many options that you could choose from on Amazon, and it literally is an embroidery kit that you can get. Next up is crocheting. I did go to a crochet shop. I did go to a crochet workshop this year, and I learned to make sunflower coasters, and it was so much fun. Just something different. I love doing hobbies where I get to make something that I get to keep after and that it is functional or just a work of art. I'm not gonna lie, it does take a little while to get the hang of crocheting, but once you do, it becomes like second nature. You'll never forget it, and you can make your own clothes and bags and little cute accessories. Next up is ceramic glazing, and I did do a workshop on that as well. I told you guys like I did so many hobbies this year that was so much fun that I had to share these ideas with you in case you want to do it for the next year. I glazed my own ceramic Christmas mug, and it's so cute. It was so much fun, and I got to meet all these new people who came to the class. So ceramic glazing is where you have the item and you go ahead and paint it and glaze it, and you're able to drink from it, or you're able to use it as a decor piece. Next up is pottery. This is where you actually make the items. Of course, this hobby is all about getting your hands dirty, literally, but at the end of it, you can come out with absolutely stunning pieces that you can display in your home, which I think will be so much fun. It is something that I definitely want to try. I want to make like a really beautiful vase for my home. I feel like if this is something that I definitely want to pursue in the new year. Candle making, you guys, oh my gosh, this is literally an intention and goal of mine for next year. I'm planning on taking a candle making course because I absolutely love candles. I've always had candles growing up and even to this day. So this is something that makes me really excited for, and I've already spoken to the course instructor about it, so I can't wait to actually go through with it and get my candle making course certificate. Another crafty little hobby is making your own soap bars, which I think is so much fun because you can choose your own scents and you could add your own things like rose petals and lavender buds and stuff like that, and you can actually shower with it after, and you can make it as gifts. And really and truly, who doesn't love a good soap to smell amazing with and shower with? Macrame is another fun idea, and it involves using like rope to create hanging pieces. I've tried to make a hanging planter and I have done it once, but let me say it was kind of difficult to follow through. So this might be something that you might want to watch a lot of YouTube videos on, or go in person and learn it from somebody. Origami is the art of paper folding and making things from paper. I actually did this earlier this year on a cruise that I went on. They had a little origami class which I went to, and I made a box from paper, and it was the cutest little box ever. And of course it was pink, and it was so much fun to do. You can make so much different things from origami, and there's also paper flowers, which is a huge trend right now, and a lot of people use paper flowers on their backdrops for birthdays and stuff like that. So this might be something that is fun that can make you $1 or $2 if you start doing it for your friends for their little celebrations and stuff like that. Next up is jewelry making. You can make your own chains, necklaces, bracelets, and earrings. I've even seen people make it from clay as well and then add on the actual metal pieces. You can even do hammering of metals to create your own jewelry. I have been seeing resin art everywhere. this is something that I also do want to try, because you can make these beautiful resin bookmarks and coasters from it, and there's so many things that you can add, like the pressed flowers as well as glitter, and just make it really fun and creative. These will make for really great gifts, or you can actually even sell them. Custom drinkware is so much fun. You can get beer cans and you can learn how to put names on it, as well as different art pieces and stuff like that. A lot of people have been getting into it. It's perfect if you want to do something for your friends, you're getting married and maybe you want to do it for your bridesmaids. A lot of people appreciate customized items with their names on it, so I think it will be a perfect gift. It doesn't only have to be drinkware, it can be clothing and hats as well. Just anything where you get to personalize it with someone's name. Next up is sewing, and when I think of sewing, it can kind of seem overwhelming, but if you start thinking of maybe you learn how to sew some scrunchies, it becomes a lot more manageable. Maybe you learn how to make some fabric bookmarks or the wristlets where you can put on your keys. It becomes so much more manageable and less overwhelming. If you have scraps of fabric laying about, maybe it's a great time to pull up a tutorial on how to make a scrunchie, and before you know it, you're making like tons of your own hair accessories. How fun is that? Next up is making your own bookmarks, and these can be paper bookmarks because we did mention resin bookmarks, and you can also learn how to create tassels for your bookmarks. You can do watercolor bookmarks and make your own tassels, and I also did do a workshop on this earlier this year, and it was so much fun as well. You guys, I swear, I have been in my hobby era this year, I'm not even gonna lie. I did this earlier this year, and that was buying a wax seal kit from Amazon, and I made my own wax seals. I did have to watch a few tutorials to help me get through and work through a few kinks here and there, but honestly, wax seals are so pretty, such a custom touch to your notes and your letters and your envelopes and little things like that. There's so many different colors of wax and so many things you can add to it, which makes it so much fun. And this little kit that I got from Amazon was so inexpensive, and it came with everything that you needed to try it. Last up is building Lego flowers. I've been seeing Lego art everywhere, and I've been seeing the Lego flower bouquets. If you like to work with your hands and put things together like that, this might be something fun that you can try and display it in your home. On to the next category, we have culinary and gastronomy, which is just a fancy word of saying everything for your stomach. First up is taking a cultural cooking class. I took a Korean cooking class earlier this year, and it was so much fun. I learned to make kimchi, so I want to continue in that trend of going to different cultural cooking classes so I get to learn new cultures and try new types of food. You could also try making pasta from scratch. There are lots of classes where you could look up, maybe it's in your area, where you can learn to make different types of pastas from scratch. Something else you can do, which I'm seeing everywhere, is learning to make sourdough, and a lot of people have been actually making it a lot more artsy and pretty by painting on their sourdough. I feel like if I personally don't have the patience to make sourdough, but I love seeing the sourdough that people make and the art from it. But if you love being in the kitchen, this is something fun because it literally is trending everywhere. I love chocolate so much, and honestly, it's so simple to make your own chocolates by buying ready-made bars of chocolate from your grocery store, melting it down into different silicone molds and making your own chocolate. You can even add edible flowers to it as well, or fruit and nuts in it, and you can make your own chocolate so easily right at home without spending a lot of money. Next up is trying pickling. Pickling is so good for you. It's so good for your gut health as well. You can try making pickled vegetables like onions and radishes. I've actually made pickled red onions, and it's one of my favorite things to add to my food up to this day. It's so simple to make, and you just need a few ingredients. Next up is mixology. Maybe you want to learn how to make cocktails or mocktails. If you don't drink alcohol, this is a great way to experiment with making beautiful non-alcoholic drinks. Add some flowers, add some herbs to it, add some sugar around the rim of your glass. Just experiment with making regular drinks, have a little bit more pizzazz to it. Next up is making sugar cookies and learning to decorate them. The holidays are right around the corner, and Christmas is a great time to maybe try to make some Christmas cookies, or you can do it next year to make birthday cookies and learn how to decorate it and make it look all beautiful. And these are very expensive to order, I will say. So if you eventually pursue this as a side hustle or eventually a career, you will make lots of money, because I've ordered sugar cookies in the past and they're so expensive. And last up is maybe learning a little bit more about wine and cheese. Go to a wine and cheese pairing or a wine type event where you learn about different types of wines and what cheeses they pair with, because charcuteries and grazing boards and things like that are so popular now. So if you ever go to an event and they have these things around, you can strike up a conversation and sound so knowledgeable. Next up, let us dive into physical activities and sports. First up is salsa dancing, and in fact any kind of dancing. There's so many classes around that you can go ahead and try, and it's a great way to meet new people, new guys maybe, and have a really good time just vibing vibing and enjoying music while learning something new. Next up is playing a sport. I love badminton, but the sport that I'm really wanting to learn how to play though is pickleball. You're seeing this everywhere as this new preppy type of sport. It's hugely on trend now, and it's something that I really want to try, so I will definitely be looking around in my area to see where I can go and play pickleball. Hiking is another really great sport, and especially if you live in an area where there are tons of like mountains and waterfalls and things like that, you can go and join a hiking group or a hiking club like that and explore new places in your own city and see how that goes, meet new people, all while getting a really good workout in. Next up is roller skating. This is another something that really came back into trend. I feel like ever since that Barbie movie came out, it's just been all over. You can probably get your own pair of roller skates or go to a roller skating rink and try it out and see if you like it enough to continue doing it in your actual life. So under this category, it is totally okay to have some sort of a workout as your preferred hobby. For instance, you can do Pilates, Zumba, spin, or even bar. You might wonder to yourself, why would a workout be some sort of a hobby? But honestly, if you are somebody who loves sports and you love athletic activities, this might just be the perfect hobby that you need. And if you've never tried out any of those, you can definitely try it out and see how it goes. And last up on this list is maybe doing 5Ks. And I'm not one to speak, but I have done 2 5Ks this year. And this is coming from somebody who is not a runner, who was not even a walker, to be honest. I've now started doing all of those things, but I did it for a charity cause and it was absolutely 100% worth it, and I do recommend it. And it's not about making it into a race and being actually competitive like that. It's more about like maybe going with your friend and enjoying a walk together while supporting an amazing cause. Onto lifestyle and wellness. First up is aromatherapy. This is basically where you use scents in different aspects of your life. For instance, there are different aromas and scents that you can use to reduce stress, to make you more revitalized and energized, or even calm you down and put you to sleep. So this would be like using essential oils like lavender to help you feel calm and sleep, and then peppermint and citrus to make you feel more awake and energized. So we talked about making body soaps in the beginning. You can also try making your own body scrubs. This is so simple to make because you could start off with basic ones with items that you probably already have in your pantry, like sugar and olive oil. And then you can go ahead and work your way up to maybe adding petals or maybe adding different essential oils to give you a really soothing feeling. Another option is to maybe start using the silicone molds where you could shape your own body scrubs, and you can probably have those as a little option that you can give as gifts as well as take a shower with. So you can learn more about perfumes and probably actually make your own perfume by going to somewhere that teaches you that. It is all about learning about different scents and different ingredients. Almost everyone uses perfume, and it might be something fun where you can go and make your own perfume and make your own signature scent with ingredients that you love, and learning about different types of floral ingredients, types of musks, and different things that go into making a perfume. Next up is plant care. This might be something where you are really into trendy plants like fiddly figs or hanging plants. I remember I was obsessed with a string of hearts, and it was so long, like almost 6 feet long, and my cats like ripped it down, and that was the end of plants for me. But if you don't have cats or pets, definitely go for it. Some people love orchids, and orchids are really expensive, but there are orchid shows. Maybe that is something that might pique your interest. And on a simpler level, maybe you can start your own herb garden. And I tried this earlier this year, and again my cat ate it out. She's right here, this little gray one. She ate out all of my basil. If you don't have pets or anything that will get into your plants, I urge you to do it. Next up is astrology. Maybe this is your calling to get into horoscopes, get into the stars and how they might affect your day-to-day life. I'm sure you must have heard Mercury is in retrograde at some point in time, and it made you wonder what it is. Maybe you can go ahead and check it out. What is your horoscope meaning and how it might predict your life? Some people are really into this and they're really good at it, and you never know if this might be your calling. Maybe you can do astrology sessions for all of your friends and their love life. If that is the case, please holler at me. And last up in this category is crystals. There are so many different types of crystals, and if you read up about it, a lot of crystals are believed to have certain properties. For instance, citrine is really great for finances and money, and then rose quartz is great for love. Clear quartz is great for clearing out your energy and having a clean slate. There are so many different types of crystals, and it might be a great idea to learn about how you can use them in your day-to-day life. On to intellectual and mind games. The first up is building a jigsaw puzzle. I did this earlier this year and I have it framed, and it's absolutely stunning. It was a 500-piece puzzle. It took me about a week to build. Honestly, if I probably committed to it, I probably would have finished faster, but I got daunted in between. But there's so many pretty jigsaw puzzles that are available and such good prices. I have a few of them in my Amazon cart, and I am determined to build another puzzle next year. A 500 piece though, I don't think I can manage a 1,000 piece puzzle, but you guys, if you build your puzzle, I definitely urge you to glue it and frame it and hang it up and put it on display, because it is going to look so amazing. And this is a great way to also de-stress and unwind, because you will really get lost and time will fly when you're finding those pieces to fit into your puzzle. I cannot not mention word search. I am obsessed with word search so much that I've created my own word search book. My first word search book sold over 100 copies internationally, which is mind-blowing to me. And I actually released the second version, and it is All Things Girly Book 2. All of my puzzles are filled with very girly themes, and it's all about beauty, fashion, makeup, travel, and so much more. For instance, just flipping this through, I'm seeing a puzzle about coquette, and that is all about ballet, bows in your hair, dainty floral dresses. I have a cozy book corner on the next page. I have put up the Christmas tree. I have tons of hobbies in this as well. I literally flipped onto candle making. I love my word search books, and they're such a bestseller, and this is a great way to make time for yourself and unwind from the hustle and bustle of your everyday life. You literally just need a cute highlighter. I love using these. I will have them linked down below, and it relaxes me so much, and you honestly can get really addicted to these and finish them out in no time. For language and literary interests, reading is something that is so popular right now, because there are tons and tons of amazing novels, and you can even think about joining a book club or having a book swap or even going to one, and that is where everybody kind of swaps the books that they have. You don't really buy new books, you basically trade in, which is so much fun. You can even join online book clubs. The possibilities are endless with reading, which I'm obsessed with because I'm such a bookworm. I've read all my life, so it's really fun to see it really becoming popular again, where everyone is into reading novels. I'm here for it. And of course, in this category, we cannot not have learning a new language. Maybe you can pop out that Duolingo app and learn a language that calls to you. Spanish has always called to me. I feel like if I really should download Duolingo, because I feel like if that is the most popular language learning app, there is nothing more amazing than stunning people when you suddenly burst out into a second language that nobody knew you could speak. I love that. If I had to learn a language, I think it would be Spanish for sure. So I could probably put this as a hobby that I might want to do next year. For music, you can obviously try a new instrument. You are never too late. I know people who are in their 20s and 30s who are now starting to learn piano or violin or even guitar. Don't let age stop you. Like I said in the beginning, a lot of times when you get older, your chances of doing hobbies decrease drastically because you're just so caught up with the adult world and the stresses that it comes with. There are tons of people in your area who might be doing music classes and you wouldn't even know because you never looked for it. So if this is something that calls to you, maybe you are just someone who's obsessed with Lindsay Stirling and always wanted to play the violin, you can definitely find a class and sign up and see how it goes. On to the last category, which is all about design and aesthetics. Flower arranging, I love this, but of course there is an art to it, and you can probably go and do a little workshop where you learn how to arrange flowers, and not only that, you learn how to wrap it into those beautiful bouquets and tie the ribbon. I'm someone who loves to give my friends gifts that are flowers for their birthday. It is something that makes me so happy. I love doing it. I love going to the flower shop and choosing out my own stems, but when I watch them wrap it, I'm like, I probably could learn how to wrap it. So that is something you might want to do. Another option is photography, whether it's lifestyle or animal photography. You can use your phone because iPhones are really amazing when it comes to pictures. You can start off simple like that and work your way up to a DSLR camera. And you can practice taking pet portraits or portraits of your friends and your family or even nature, whatever calls to you. Interior design is a field that has so much knowledge and information on that you can probably start reading about. It's not just about putting things together and saying it looks good. There are different techniques, for instance, arranging things based on height, on perspective, and little details like that that you might not know. You can find a mentor or follow interior design accounts that kind of teach you little tricks and tips here and there so that you can rearrange your space or add little touches to your home that make it complete. And last up is getting into art and learning more about arts and different styles of arts, for instance, impressionist and abstract and watercolor and those little things, and learning about artists and different periods of art and how they impact our lives. this is something, especially of course, if you do love having a creative outlet, this might be the perfect little hobby for you to start learning about. So that is the end of this video and 50 hobbies that you can try in the new year. Let me know in the comments down below which one you're interested in, which one you might pick up, or maybe it's a hobby that I did not mention. I would love to know. I'm so curious. Thumbs this video up if you enjoyed it and if you want to see more content like this, and don't forget to subscribe so you won't miss a thing. Thank you so much for watching and I will see you in my next video. Bye! Mwah.